everybody. It's another beach walk and talk here. Got the doggies out once again. It's a beautiful day. Alright, anyway. So I've been running into a lot of interesting insights lately with regards to where all the work leads. You know, we do all this healing work, we do all of this spiritual work and such. And so what's it look like when we get there? You know, obviously it's a quality of life thing. You're not bothered by too much of the contrast for very long. Things happen. Get over it very quickly. You don't take anything personally, and you're here. You're still here physically. We're trying to get the world, obviously, to a place where there's more people free and in their power and playing like kids in a sandbox, which leads to peace. It leads to, you know, justice and treating people well and being nice, being generous, being caring, being loving, all that. And but I've noticed that some people, you know, some healers, particularly wisdom keepers, healers, visionaries, you know, I call them all shamans, right? I use shaman as a broad envelope that covers all forms of healing and everything. The person in the village that, you know, came to do that. They came to really focus on that as their life purpose and so on. And I believe in all of the, I think all of the above is true. Let's put it that way, you know. Some people come from other planets, other dimensions, new souls, old souls. I mean, I've pretty much seen it all in my work. And lately, I came, well, even just today, the concept of the Archangel and what that means came up, and I realized that some great in the past, for example, Metatron is an archangel that's on my team, according to, you know, channel and all this kind of stuff. And so he was Enoch as a human before his next incarnation became an archangel. So it seems to me that's just a great spirit, you know, a great being who has achieved, you know, all of that which our spiritual practices, I think, are meant to help us achieve. And so it got me thinking, what happens today? I mean, that was long ago, but why? You know, I'm always talking about why did anything stop? Nothing ever stopped. There's great healers, prophets, wisdom keepers, manifestors of all sorts. These Qigong masters manifest things out of thin air. I mean, it's like more, in fact, more popular now than or more common than ever before. There goes a big metal condor, as my tarot teachers would say. Seems I've been, you know, I've always been the shaman. I've always had students or clients, people that I've worked on who've ended up becoming, you know, finding that this was their calling and so on and so forth. So that's not uncommon, and very great people. And so lately I've been finding some folks that I think are they're ready. They're going to the non-personal, archetypal. So think about that for a second. You know, question, are you an archangel? Or maybe next incarnation, however it works, I really don't know. But the point is that once you achieve, and this is why I've been harping on the North work so much, because it's so much about letting go of identity and role and everything we're attached to and bound by, and being totally fluid, enigmatic, unattached, no ego, etc., etc. And so you get to this the non-personal. I read one of the first books I read, 18, was this strange little book called I Am. And I think that was the only time. Nobody know who wrote it, no author, anonymous. But it was the Impersonal Life, I think was what it was called, or something like that. But it was basically about that. It was once you achieve this, I guess you would call that oneness and unity consciousness and so on and so forth. But the point being that when you truly let go of the personal, that you do not really identify with your role. I am not John. I am not John the shaman. I am not John the friend. I'm not, all that kind of stuff. Then you become an archetypical being. How about that? So I think that's a really cool thing to look at, and whether or not that's a piece of work that has yet to be done. Just wanted to share that with you. Take a look at that. Take a look at the impersonal. Can you be offended? Can you be, are you attached to your beliefs and meaning of life and truth in life and so on and so forth? Or are you kind of all things to all people, so to speak, that idea of omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent? It's achievable today, I believe. I think it's happening a lot. I think it's happening around us, and I think it's the great hope for humanity. And I think we need to recognize it. We need to think about it. We need to talk about it. We need to see it in others. We need to encourage it in others, it seems. I'm bringing this up because a lot of that's been happening in my work. I mean, just when I thought I sort of seen it all, Yeah, always something new. So, that's the thing. Oh, and I love, somebody posted that thing about new quarks and things being discovered by, the scientists, and it's like, how do we know that just started, in existence, right? So, always something new. According to the shamans, nature's always increasing in complexity, and it's participatory, so who knows what we're creating now, and, well, to a certain degree, it's up to us what we're creating next. So you, as an archetypical brother and sister, what is it that you would create? How is it that you would serve in this incarnation? Perhaps the next incarnation, or next non-physical experience as a being. And angels are just beings with big old honking luminous bodies, this torus, that makes up our luminous body. When it's really bright and big, it looks like wings. This is like universal. These are all the cultures speak of these beings that have visited them. And there's names in different languages for them, obviously. So it's not all that out there as we've been led to believe. I mean, this is like, it makes some sense, And so if you develop a very large and bright luminous body, you might notice, or other people might notice, if they can see it or sense it or whatever, that you're kind of an angel. How about that? So anyway, okay. And by the way, I suspect that, if one wants to serve in that way and achieve sort of that level of clarity and big old luminous body that looks like wings and goes non-physical and becomes an archetypical angel, that's a choice. You don't want to do that. I don't think a whole lot of people make that choice. And that's fine, Still got to have the world going on. Still got to have all the goodness that creation is. nature and just keep it going. Just keeps going. So yes, I believe that there is all kinds of stuff going on out there. There's all kinds of other places. There's other dimensions, all that stuff. But we're in this one right now, and we want to choose how we want to play in it, what role we want to play. That's the thing about the shamanic training and getting through the north. You let go of all those identities and roles and contract, beliefs and everything, but then you can come back and play any of them, sort of, whatever you choose in the theater. So yeah, so I don't think it's a kind of goal for everybody. I don't think this is something every single human needs to try to attain. It's really up to you. It's your gig. It's what you want to do, and it's how you want to experience life. Do you want to how much of the contrast you want to experience, how much pain, how deep you want to stay in the pain, how long, that kind of thing. It's all your choice. So nobody's ideas or beliefs or religion and so on and so forth needs to be imposed upon anybody else. That's part of it. So it's, it's something, if you want to do it, that's what you can do. Yeah. So I just wanted to add that we talk about creating the new particles that they're just discovering now that might actually just be coming into existence. Well, we've also talked a lot about the new DNA, right? The, theta healing, Vianna Stibel's work. We did use it to create new DNA. The ayahuasqueros talk about changing our DNA, creating new DNA. Alberto and the Caro have always taught that as well. So, God knows everybody's talking about it, right? So, anyway, I just wanted to add that as, that to that concept that we're not just discovering what has been and what is, but I think we're creating and then discovering what we are creating as well. Okay, bye.